First off, I just want to say I'm sorry. I don't have any glasses that I can wear to fit in with the rest of the NBA guys. So my apologies if anyone wants me to wear a pair. Happy to do it.
Andrew Bruce McGowan with KGO. How satisfying is it to have your best game of the season in the biggest game of the season?
It's very satisfying. So it's an emotional game for me. And the season for me it's been a nightmare individually and personally. But putting team first, we've had a lot of success, and to come into a playoff series that nobody in this room picked us to win. First, no one picked us to be in the playoffs, and then we had that chip on our shoulder, and we got to the first round, and no one picked us to win this series, and we did. So we have a young, emotional group that really thrives off each other, and I couldn't be happier. I'm just glad I've started to play better basketball, and I'll just keep working at it.
Jordan Ramirez, Warriors World. Andrew, after everything that went on during Game 5, after Game 5, throughout the series, does that make closing out the series tonight at home that much sweeter?
Of course it does. I mean, we go back to Denver. I'd hate to say it, but we lose momentum. We probably, struggle to win that game. We almost let it go at the end, but it was a big run for us in the third and the fourth quarter, probably the fourth quarter, that got us over the line. But just a huge win to do it in front of our fans. Our fans deserve this. Obviously, I've only been here a year, but I know, the nightmares that they've been through in the last 20 years, and they need to enjoy this as much as we are.
Andrew J. Adonde, ESPN. When you're rehabbing last summer or earlier this season, I know this is the goal, but did a performance like this in the playoffs seem realistic to you?
Not so much thinking about it in the summer, but thinking about it during the season, though. I mean, bouncing back with 1 day's rest during the season was probably the biggest struggle I had. Back-to-backs I couldn't handle with the ankle during the season, and it was a struggle today, as well. But it's very satisfying to have a good game to close out a team that we weren't supposed to beat. And we matched them throughout the series pretty much in all the things we needed to, in physicality and playing hard and sharing the ball, and I think we did a great job of it.
Tarek Mojo, AFSO. First off, congratulations on the win. Just wanted to ask you, could you comment on the impact of the rookies and specifically the younger players, specifically Draymond Green, and what that means for your club going forward?
Draymond Green is, I heard the quote in the preseason, he's a winner. NBA scouts didn't have a label for him at the 3 or the 4. Is he a 2? What does he do? Does he shoot? He wins games. I mean, he went to a school that prided itself on winning games and playing hard, and he was a big reason why I won tonight too. I mean, his energy, his effort. He can guard almost 1 through 4, and I love the kid, man. He's going to be a great player, and he deserves all of this. So, Festus obviously didn't play a lot of minutes, but provided some energy for us all year and some physicality, and all our young guys. Like I said, we have a young team with only a couple of veterans, and to make the second round of the playoffs, this is invaluable for us.
Andrew, Mark Jackson always talks about how the young guys bought into his system and his belief right from the get-go. What was it like for a veteran such as yourself, who came over here from Milwaukee, new club, all these young players, you're injured, but you're part of the team. Can you talk a little bit about how that whole thing coalesced? Because that seemed to be the glue that started this. I mean, it reminded me in a weird sort of a way of the 1975 team. They talked about togetherness, winning a title back in 75, and togetherness has kind of carried you guys through the first round of this playoffs.
Yeah, it has. And we're a loose group, and I think we enjoy being around each other first and foremost. And that's instilled on Coach Jackson. Obviously, you guys would know he's a pastor, and he preaches, and he's a very well-spoken individual. So the pep talks before the game are sensational. He gets us rolled up the right way, and he's very close with all the players. I've never had a head coach, sit down at a lunch table after practice and sit there for hours talking to different guys. I mean, it's unbelievable, and it's an ode to him as a person. He knows he's the head coach, but at the end of the day, he's still a human being. And for him to come in, and it shocked me when I first got traded here. Lunch after practice, he's in there for 2 or 3 hours talking to different guys coming in, joking, laughing, and I think that's a credit to him. He's a great person.
Andrew, Sarah Todd, sfbay.ca. What did it mean to you guys having David come in and after being injured and he wasn't supposed to? Was it an inspiration?
I think so. The crowd obviously loved it. It got them up and going, and it provided a bit of a lift that, a lot of guys are playing hurt, but he just showed, I'm going to come back and try to give it a go, even if it's just an emotional lift. I think that was the goal. As long as he doesn't go out and hurt himself, I think he'll probably continue to play limited minutes hopefully and work his way back in. But he's 2 weeks away from an expected 6 to 8 week rehab, so that's a great job on his part, and he's already working back on the basketball course. Hopefully we can get him back sooner than later.
Rick Tittle with 95.7 The Game. Andrew, it's a big moment for everybody on the team, but you think about your time here, most of the time in doctors' offices and sitting in a whirlpool. What does this mean to you more than anybody else? Really?
Like I said, it's very emotional for me because I've had an absolute nightmare of 6 to 9 months. There was no light at the end of the tunnel. It was pitch black for months, and I questioned a lot of things personally. And mentally, I was in a pretty bad place for a couple of months. The guys on the road, and I'm stuck at home. And my day consisted of rehab in the morning, go home, ice. Haven't been out. I don't go out. Go home and ice. Haven't had a beer or a drink or any alcoholic beverage because my ankle's well. So I've given up a lot. I try to just go home and focus on getting my ankle right. So it's taken a lot out of me in that sense, but. That's what you do when you're a professional athlete, and I try to take every minute I can away from the court to get it right. But it's been tough, and I love being part of this team to win a series like this, and it's given me a lot emotionally.
Andrew, in the third quarter, you and Steph kind of got a thing going. Where do you think he's kind of developed confidence in you, and you guys have that rapport where you sometimes get that going together, a little game within a game, where you look for him, he looks for you?
I think a little bit. I think early on in the season, these guys probably all thinking, what do we trade for? At times, and rightfully so. I struggled, but they slowly start to understand that I can do different things that most 7-footers can't. I can handle the ball and I can pass the ball well, and I think they are starting to get more confidence in me. So once that all comes together, I think I can provide even more offense than I have. Right now, my offense needs a lot of work in the off season to get back to where it was. But if I continue to do what I do defensively, and set good screens and get him open, you never know what can happen with our team.
Ben Martin, San Francisco Examiner. How long do you celebrate this and enjoy this before you start thinking about Tim Duncan and the Spurs?
We have a day off tomorrow, so I'll be getting treatment, but we want to enjoy it. I think a couple of fellas are going to go out tonight and spend it together and enjoy it. You don't want to be a hermit, but you want to enjoy it because, like I said, this is something that we've done collectively. The only group that believed we could do it, the group in our locker room. So enjoy it for a night or two, and then I think we start preparations the day after tomorrow to go out to San Antonio and leave for that road trip.